Yeah, man. Yangge. Golly, I like these knives. I think I have four of them, and this should be number five. Yep, new Yangge. Look at this dude. I mean, I already know I'm going to like it just because the previous four were such awesome knives. I mean, I had, one of them was kind of radical, had a recurve and some stuff going on. Hey, look at this little slippy that I got here. So it's bone and it's beat. It's a Parker Edwards. And so I put it in the ultrasonic and really cleaned it up nice. It was pretty filthy. And then I oiled it. And I think I might re-grind these blades. They're pretty wild. But anyways, yeah, pretty cool little piece. I was going to feature all that work on the channel, and I don't know, sometimes you just got to do stuff, you know what I mean? And so I didn't film it. I was just having fun. Yep. I still have fun with knives. So no oil, really. I mean, it's got some oil on it, but it's not completely oil soaked. How about that? Man, golly, does that feel good. I'm going to wipe it off. Yeah, what a wonderful finish on them scales. Whew. It's got like a satin bead blast. Let's get that blade out. Yeah, look at this thing. Come on, man. I mean, I already see a bunch of special going on here. Wow. We're going to get into it all, though. We're going to cover all that. Let's get rid of this so that we're focused on this here. So this is the Yangge Yg005. It's in Elmax steel. It's a RIHE design. Full titanium scales, titanium pocket clip, titanium backspacer. Both have a blue anodizing to it. They've created a lanyard hole here. And look at the finish on the blade. It's got this beautiful, I had another one. It's got this beautiful satin bead blast finish here, and then a hand finish on the flats. And then it's got a swedge on the top of this that's got that same satin bead blast. And then this side follows suit. Got the hand finish on the flats, and then this beautiful satin bead blast. I mean, wow, is that pretty? Let's check this action. Oh, yeah. Yep. Looks like it's got anodized titanium collars that are anodized in that same blue. Back flipper. Thumb flick. I think I'm locking myself out, though. So let me pay attention to where I'm grabbing. Yeah. And then the Spidey flick is pretty good too. It's kind of stiff. Yeah, not so much. Yeah. Wow, does this thing feel good in hand though? Just this, I think they did whatever this is on this blade, this satin bead blast. I think they used the same bead blast on the titanium scale, and man, is it refined. It is really nice. Wonderful action, centered blade. Yangge. Look at that thing, man. I mean, as soon as I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I mean, I knew I was going to get it. I kind of knew anyways. It was like, well, as soon as they come with number 5, I got to get one, right? But then I took one look at it, and I was like, yeah, 100% I got to put one of those in. Come on, man. All right, well, let's take it apart. Let's get into it. I think I'm going to change my bit, though. This bit's been in here for a minute. I think the last time I used it, I felt like I was kind of bumping myself around. Let's just get one out of the pack. How about that? Like a super smart person, I put a bunch of T6s in here with it. So, yeah, so let's look at it. See, it's kind of, you can see it's rounded around them edges. And you know, it's just not worth messing with. I'll just swap it out. Get me a new fresh one. Where's this lock at? Because it's kind of stiff. Looks like it's about 50%. Wow, is this thing knocked down? All the edges are super nice. Just the knockdown on this knife is top shelf. Looks like 2 screws and we're in. Pocket clip recessed into the titanium. It's got 1, 2, 3 flat sides and then a single screw. And very nice. I think we're in. That's it. Yeah, I think there's a fair piece of tension on this. Yeah, so and look, I didn't notice it, but they milled the T8 into the pivot, but then they did like a pivot on this. They should have matched this, because then the show side would have looked like a pivot, you know, a rivet and a rivet without the threads. There we go. Just needed a little coaxing. Yeah, everything is done wonderfully in here. It's greased. It's not oiled, and it's greased. And of course that would probably partially explain why there's not a lot of excess oil in the knife. I think I'm going to have to get the monster magnet to get that out of there though. Look at this. It's got double roll bearings, which I think several of these have those. Might need it for the other one. Yep. Let's see if I can get it with my regular one. Yep, I was. Nice big thick stop pin. Everything's greased though, so I want to get all that grease off. I'm gonna put this big heavy magnet up. Woo! Thing is so powerful. I mean, you know, for the most part, it's clean. It's just grease, you know. There's backspacer. It's pinned, and then it's got a tube nut spacer thing. Big fat pin here. Beautiful. All right, where was this? Yeah, there's not much room there, because where it's at there, here's lockup right there. So we're gonna oil it up, and we may put some tension on that lock bar and try to preemptively break this in a little bit. Might help. The light oil's probably gonna assist as well versus the grease. Yangge, man. I don't know the origins of it, I'll be honest. I don't know. Is it a Tucson product? Is it you know, like what factory is this coming out of? Who's the OEM? And I'll be honest, I don't know. I know that there's a Yangge group, and I've encountered it a few different ways, but it includes like petrified fish and Tucson and some different knives, and of course they're all made in Yangge. Yeah, I can't get that to pop out of there. And the reason is it's just got some grease on the back side of it that's holding it in. Now I don't want to mar anything up. I mean, I'm very carefully trying to pry. But I don't want no scratches or any of that in there. Yep, I think I'm going to leave it be because I don't want to scratch it up. Let's try this one. Yeah, that one popped. So I'll be able to wipe it out. And I think, I think it's obvious that the Yangge is for Yang Zhang. But hey, man, it's all speculative. I have no idea. They're a fairly secretive group. I mean, trying to connect with that group is, man, they are out there. Now, I have made some inroads, so don't let me act like I haven't made contacts, because I have. But they are an elusive group, and they don't seem very interested in catching the mainstream. Nicest people, don't get me wrong. Like, they're wonderful. I've had nothing but great dealings with all these groups, 100% across the line, whether it's parts or issues or purchasing or whatever. They've all been really wonderful, but they're elusive. They don't seem very interested in, trying to become a wide open company. Which, I mean, I can relate, I mean, I feel that same way about my business, I mean, we don't get up in the morning and chase money, and which there's a lot of freedom in that. I don't got to become part of the machine, and I don't got to kiss babies, none of that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't got to politic and be correct or any of it. Just do my thing and do business and connect with people that I want to connect with and that want to connect with me. And if they don't, no hard feelings, man. Best regards. All right, I think we're clean. So let's get to the reassembly. Now, the pivot is captured, but it's done correctly. It's captured in that top scale, and it has to come in from this side. So in my opinion, that's the only way to do that. Makes perfect sense. Tolerances on these milled pieces is so tight, like they fit perfectly. Yeah, like there's just the smallest amount of movement once that's on there. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like remember the old Kool-Aid commercials? Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's got the pivot and then the screw that holds the back down and the pocket clip all at the same time. I think I'm gonna put just the slightest bit of tension. This is smooth. This is smooth. I've got this off, so I think I can manipulate this just a little bit, just to get the tiniest little bit of an arc in that, and that will assist. Now I say that, but I'm putting quite a bit of tension on it. I don't think it's moved a hair of a millimeter. So if I'm going to have to do it, I'm going to have to take it back off and really commit to it, because just using my bare fingers, I don't think I moved it at all. Pretty rigid. I mean, it's locked up really well. Yeah, there's no failing it with that detent the way it is. I'm going to try right here. I'm going to try to fail it. Yeah, no way. When that breaks, it's going. Wow. I mean, that Spidey flick, come on, man. It's like, I think the correct word is violent. I'm gonna help myself a little bit here. Put a little tension on this frame, this lock, and run this action a little bit. All right, let's get rid of all this. Yeah, completely fall shut. Oh, it's so nice. Well, let's talk about that action. I mean, just completely fall shut. The spider flick, the Spidey flick, that finger flick is so crisp. And it's just in the right spot for me. My finger gets right where it belongs, and bam, that thing comes out of there. Thumb flick, yeah, it works. Just got to be conscious when on the thumb flick, because my fingers want to go here on the lock bar, on the frame lock. Look how clean this is. Did that have a metal insert? It did, I remember. But it's all on the inside. So all the screws and everything's on the inside. What a clean, beautiful look. Probably missed an opportunity to put this on the inside of that scale versus the outside. Really would have dressed up this whole side right here. Been very simple, very plain, like this. I mean, super simple. I mean, here's another company though that needs to learn. Nobody cares about all this badging. Like, bro, you know, I mean, honestly, they've got a several $100 piece of equipment right here, and this devalues it. It really does. There's no reason for any of that. What a beautiful piece. Now, I'd almost be tempted to hand finish this flat and just leave this knife plain. I mean, hey, y'all, put this stuff on the inside, on the bottom of this, on the inside of the flat so that it's inside under the knife, and then put this in your pivot. Just do your Y, put it in the pivot, and then clean this blade up. Leave it plain and gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna call this action. It's A-level action. The thumb flick, it's me, but I'm get my fingers on that frame lock, and it's affecting that action for sure. Ergonomics. I want to do this. I think. Oh yeah, really nice lock up there. Very nice. Ugh. Ergonomics. So the flipper acts as a wonderful finger guard. It's got some jimping, nice ramp for the thumb, perfect spot here. So not so confident, confident, very confident. This one rises over confident, starts heading towards very confident. Wonderful grip here. The reverse grip, again, beautiful platform to cap it with the thumb. The finger guard is locking them fingers back in there. Very confident grip there. And I can get here. It's just a little odd. Like I can cap it. 100% I can get here. And of course, if I was going to hammer down like this with this knife, I'd want to go here versus here. This is against the lock, it's against the dull part of the blade, the spine, whereas here I'm coming with the sharp edge into the point, and I'm not against the lock. I'm actually against the it'll come to me. The it'll come to me, man. I completely lost. Stop pin. Yeah, so it's against that stop pin and not against the frame lock. Yeah. Pocket clip's basically invisible. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I feel it in there, but it's everything is smoothed and refined wonderfully. Let's check that pocket clip. I know I tried to put some tension on it, and I don't think I did very well, but here's the thick stuff. And yeah, it run perfectly. Beautiful look. It's a big pocket clip. It represents a reasonable sized knife, I think. Just shy of maybe a half an inch sticking out of the pocket. That screw provides a place to grab on. It's got good tension, but it's not great tension. And that was on the thick stuff. So here on standard size jean material, it's okay tension, but it's not great. I don't think I could just shake it out of that pocket, but a good tussle on the ground and that knife could come out of there. Let's see. Because it's a fairly substantial piece. Yeah, see, I mean, it's trying to come out, but on my shorts, it's got that extra seam, which, you know, it can help lock a knife in. I think if I just went with standard jeans and shook that, I think it'd come out of there. Yep, I thought correctly. And so it definitely needs a little more tension on that. I know I could do it. I just take it off and put a little tension on it for sure. Because this is rigid enough. I couldn't do it with my fingers. I think all I'd need is a towel. If I had a towel and pressed on both sides, I think I could do it. Matter of fact, so I used a towel and really torqued on it, and I didn't change it one bit. That is one rigid, stiff piece of titanium there, and so I'm just going to roll with it the way it is. One of the other things I could do is I could very easily sand or lightly file across the grain of the pocket clip. I think I'll do that. Okay, so I very lightly cross-filed across just that tip right there. I didn't want to really remove material. I just wanted to rough that up just a little bit so that it'll hold on material better than just being smoothed off and anodized. So let's see if we accomplish that. Get it back together here, and we'll see what the end result is. There we go. All right, let's run it again. I know it's a longer video, but this knife's worthy of it. This is a good knife, man. Yeah, so I can feel it. You know, I think it'll still shake out. We'll see. I mean, it held for the most part. It definitely moved, But I mean, there was still a lot of that knife in there. And so I'm pretty sure, definitely in my spot back here, that knife will hold. Yeah, it's going to hold. I think I would find it. You know, if I had to roll around on the ground and tussle, I think I'd find it right where I put it. But inevitably, I think the best move would be to get this off and really kind of put a bend on it. You know, put a little bit of an arc in there so that the tension is a little extreme going in the pocket so it really holds. Yeah. Safety. We contact the blade? Nope. No contact through the back, and the tip is recessed below this hump right here, and so the tip is good, the pocket clip's good, and I'm confident I can handle this knife any old way I want, and I'm not going to catch the sharp part. L-Max. How well did they do? Straight out of the box. Oh yeah. I mean, I felt it as soon as it bit into that paper. Yeah, no joke. No joke. Wow. All right. Price and availability. What's the real story when it comes to this Yg005? Okay, right now it appears that eBay is the spot. White Mountain Knives has carried some of the previous four models, but right now the only place I'm finding this 005 is on eBay, and it's running 139 with the one seller, and it's running 149 with the other. Yep. And I believe the six leaf seller is allowing best offer. You know, it's at 149, but it's 149 or best offer. So I don't know. Could you take 10% off of this and get it for, 120, 125? I don't know what they would take. Yeah. So, anyways, let's wrap up. It's a Yangge Yg005 in L-Max. Yep, beautiful piece. So glad I scored one of these. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching.